Your house, it could be bleeding money every single day, and you can't even see the wounds. Hidden throughout your home, in your walls, under your floors, even in your paint color, are the deadly sharks that are methodically shredding your property value while you go about your daily life completely oblivious. Last month alone, I watched 3 different homeowners lose $45,000, $62,000, and $78,000 because they had no idea these silent value destroyers were living rent-free in their houses. In the next 20 minutes, I'm going to take you on a shark hunt through every corner of your home. I guarantee you're going to find at least 5 sharks that you never knew existed. Plus, I'll reveal the single most expensive shark that's hiding in 73% of homes, but only 2% of the owners ever discover it. Let's find out what sharks are swimming in your home, and you can do the shark hunt test. And click the link below for the home value test, and you can find out. But first, I need you to understand something. Every single day I see beautiful homes sit on the market like yesterday's leftovers. And the owners are scratching their heads going, but my house is gorgeous, why won't it sell? And they bring me in, and I tell them the real truth. Your house might be gorgeous to you, but buyers, they're walking through with microscopes and they're looking for every single reason to negotiate you down or walk away. And these sharks, they're like blood in the water. And the craziest part of all this is that most of these issues are either completely fixable or at least manageable if you know what you're dealing with. And what makes me really, kind of furious is that most agents just slap a sign on your lawn and pray someone shows it and then sells it for you. They don't do this deep dive analysis that could save you thousands of dollars. I literally seen a seller lose $30,000 on their sale because nobody told them about a $1,200 fix. Yes, $30,000. That's a new car, a family vacation, or your kid's college fund, just gone because of ignorance. So let's dive into this shark-infested water together. First, I'd like to call them the unchangeable sharks. Sharks you can't change. And they're mostly based on your location. There's really nothing you can do about it. These are location and structural realities that you're stuck with. For example, the imperfect lot shark, it bites very hard. So if your lot isn't what I call picture perfect, so you have a triangle lot versus a rectangular lot or a corner lot, you can lose up to $7,000 to $15,000 on your home's value right off the bat. So what I mean by imperfect is like if your backyard slopes like a ski jump, your driveway is so steep that you need a mountain climbing gear to get up, or you're staring directly into your neighbor's kitchen window, or there's say a retention pond in your backyard, or maybe there's high tension wires, or maybe you're on a flag lot where they have to drive down a long driveway and all the way and your house sits behind another house. I had a client last year, a beautiful $400,000 home, but it backed up to a major highway. It sold for $340,000. That highway noise cost them $60,000. Yes, $60,000 for something they just could not change. Something else you can't change is the neighborhood. I call it the neighborhood perception shark. There's something that'll make your blood really boil on this one. Sometimes it doesn't matter how amazing your house is if buyers think that your neighborhood is going downhill. I've seen $10,000 to $15,000 value drops just because the house backs up to what buyers perceive as undesirable. And get this, sometimes they're just completely wrong. But perception is reality in real estate, and buyers' perceptions are often based on outdated information or just flat out prejudice. Next, we could have the missing basement shark. That's kind of a regional shark. If you're in an area where basements are standard and you don't have one, you have to understand that your home will sell for less. It could be $6,000, it could be $20,000 off your value, depending upon your home size. I remember showing a house in Pennsylvania, gorgeous colonial, everything was perfect, in a cul-de-sac, but it didn't have a basement. Everyone else did in the whole neighborhood. They had finished basements. Buyers kept saying, where do I put the kids' playroom? What do I do? Where's my storage? It sold for $18,000 less than comparable homes, and it should. How about the busy street shark? Well, you can't change that, and your home is going to sell for 8 or maybe 10% less. That's what a busy street costs you. And the kicker is, it matters whether it's a buyer or seller's market. Because in a seller's market, you might get away with just 8%, but in a buyer's market, you could be looking at the full 10% hit, sometimes more. And the funny thing is that after a while living there, most homeowners don't even notice the traffic anymore. But the buyers, they stand in your living room and count cars like they're conducting a traffic study or something like that. So it's going to affect your value. And you probably bought the house at a lower price when you bought it. So I always tell my buyers that this is an issue when you're going to be selling, and you can get it for a better price when you're buying. Next, let's talk about sharks that you can change. I like these sharks. They're friendly. You can change them. This is the really good stuff. This is where you make the money with these low-cost fix-ups. You can absolutely kill off these sharks. You gotta put in some effort though. I call them the cosmetic killers. Paneling and wallpaper shark comes to my mind first. Oh my God, if I had $1 for every time I walked into a house with wood paneling from 1975, listen, I don't really care if that paneling is real wood and cost a fortune back in the day. Today's buyer screams, date it, louder than a disco ball. And I love disco balls. And paneling will cost you 2 to 5% of your home's value. And wallpaper, even worse, 5% easily. And here's the thing that drives me nuts. Just a few gallons of paint and a weekend of elbow grease can completely eliminate this problem. I had a seller who refused to paint over her beautiful floral wallpaper in the dining room. She said it was vintage and classy. You know what buyer said? It looks like my grandmother's house. She ended up selling for $15,000 less than she could have, all to save $500 in paint and labor. Next, we have the paint color shark. Easy to change. Listen carefully because this is crucial. Never paint your house white when you're selling. I know, white is clean and modern, but here's what happens. White walls blend with white trim, and your house looks flat and boring in photos. You want like a lighter, like a beige, a very light beige or tan. Grayish has been in for a while. Right now I'm using like Baby Fawn or Top of the Morning with Sherwin-Williams, Baby Fawns with Benjamin Moore. You just want something neutral that creates contrast with your trim. And it just makes your room look brighter and bigger. It just looks more expensive or richer. I've seen the same house show completely different just based on paint color. And no accent walls, please. Ugh. I don't care what HGTV told you. That bright red accent wall in your living room is not bold and beautiful. It's a distraction for home buyers, and it's costing you a ton of money. Next, we have the major system shark. So let's start off with the roof. If your roof's 17 years old or older, we need to talk. This shark can take massive bite out of your home sale. Here's why. Buyers are terrified of roofs because a roof replacement costs anywhere from $8,000 to $30,000 or more, depending upon your home size and the materials. When buyers see an old roof, they don't think, oh, I'll just budget for that. They think, what else is wrong with this house? And then they start looking for problems everywhere. My pro tip is to get estimates for roof replacement before you list. Price your home assuming you've given them a new roof or the money for one. Buyers love it. They think they're getting a deal, and you avoid the negotiating nightmare afterwards. Next, we have the basement water shark. That's a big one. If you have water issues in your basement, even if it's just dampness or that musty smell, you can lose 20% of your home's value. Yeah, 20%. I've seen $300,000 homes sell for $240,000 because the sellers thought they could just mention they had a water issue and just move on. No, buyers, they hear water in the basement and their brain, translate to money pit. That will destroy my life. Get it fixed, get it waterproofed, $7,000 to $10,000. It'll save you tens of thousands on your sale price. And then we'll finish the basement, put a nice floor down, paint it, it'll look great if it's a finishable basement. Next, we have the HVAC horror shock. If your heating system looks like it belongs in a museum, buyers will notice that. They're thinking about cold winters and expensive repair bills. Same goes for central air, the rusty central air condenser outside. If you have forced hot air but no central air, get an estimate for insulation. In most cases, the ductwork is already there, so you'll look at maybe $3,000 or $5,000, or if it don't have ductwork, maybe a $16,000. That's way less than the value hit that you'll take without it. And then I have what's called the surprise attack sharks. Which one is that? Well, the stucco shark. It's sneaky as heck. Most buyers won't even look at stucco homes anymore because they're scared of moisture problems and expensive repairs. That's why we always get the stucco tested before we list a house. Even if your stucco is perfect, you need to get it professionally tested, like I said, even if it looks perfect, okay? It's like having a sign that says, please negotiate me down $20,000, $60,000, if you don't address this up front. Then we have the electric heat shark. Electric baseboard heat is like kryptonite to buyers. They see those baseboards and immediately start calculating electric bills that look like mortgage payments. And then they think, oh, it's like grandma's home. If you can convert to gas or oil, do it. If you can't, you need to price it accordingly. Next, we have the must-fix sharks. You must fix them. We're talking about the sharks that we literally kill your deal. These aren't negotiable. fix them or watch your sale fall apart. One, we have the termite shark. Active termites are like a mortgage killer. Lenders won't touch your deal until they're treated. Even inactive termites can be a problem. But the good news is treatment usually costs between $700 to $1,800, depends. But the bad news is buyers find out you knew about the termites and you didn't disclose it, you could be looking at lawsuits. So get it done. Next is the radon shark. The radon shark levels over 4 picoliters will stop your sale dead in its tracks. This fix is usually $750 to $1,200 for a mitigation system, depends on where you are. And if you skip it, buyers will either walk away or demand you to fix it anyway. Except now, you're doing it under pressure during negotiations, so you don't want to do that. Next is the mold monster. You must fix mold. It's the ultimate deal killer. I smell mold as soon as I walk through the door. It's a musty smell, or maybe a dark spot on the ceiling. Buyers smell mold and they're out the door faster than you can say, it's just a small spot. I don't care, they say. If it's just surface mold from humidity, get it professionally remediated. The cost varies, but it's always less than losing your sale. Next is the knob and tube shark. This old electrical system isn't just a value killer, it's potentially dangerous. About 90% of the time, insurance companies won't even insure homes with knob and tube wiring. Replacement costs $3,000, $20,000. But try getting a mortgage on a house that can't be insured. Not going to happen. Next, we have the sneaky value killer sharks. What are they? Most agents don't even know about these sharks. Don't know about any of these sharks. These are kind of interesting. First, we have the light bulb shark. Sounds crazy, right? But inconsistent lighting throughout your home makes it feel cheap and unpolished. Walk through your home right now, make sure every light can work. Get the same light bulbs, and don't get those curly Q ones. Don't use different light bulbs. Get them all to be the same. Replace them all with matching soft white LEDs. It costs maybe $50 and makes your house feel like a model home. Next, we have the Hollywood vanity light shark. You know what I'm talking about. The vanities with the big lights like this. These strip lights around your bathroom mirrors that make you look like you're getting ready for a Broadway show. They scream 1980s. Replace them with modern fixtures. It's $100 to $150 fix that makes your bathroom look like it belongs in this century. Next, we have the decorative column shark. If you have those fake Roman columns that don't actually support anything, just get rid of them. They date your home immediately, make it look like a chain restaurant from the 90s. Gotta get rid of that. There's so many more sharks. It's all listed in my book, Home Selling Sharks. You have to understand that every single one of these sharks is costing you money, some more than others. Some you can fix, some you can't, but all of them need to be factored into your pricing strategy, and your staging strategy, and your marketing strategy, negotiating strategy. The sellers who make the most money are the ones who either fix these issues upfront or price their homes appropriately from day one and disclose everything. Sellers who lose money are the ones who stick their heads in the sand and hope buyers won't notice. I've seen too many people, really good people, lose thousands of dollars because nobody took the time to educate them about these issues. Don't be one of them. So here's your homework. Walk through your house, look for the sharks, be honest, be brutally honest about what you see. Down below is the test. Take the test. Make the plan, fix what you can, or adjust your pricing expectation accordingly. Now what I can do for you is help you through this process, help you find a realtor, walk through the house on a video call. If you're in my area, I come to your house. We can take you through this process, step by step, and help you find a realtor who's going to do this for you. We get calls every day to help people find realtors for them. And remember, knowledge is power in real estate. The more you know about these sharks, the better equipped you are to deal with them. If you want to take the next step, watch this video, 5 proven techniques to sell faster and stress-free in any market. In it, I reveal the model home mindset. It's a great strategy to help countless sellers turn their homes into must-have listings and attract top dollar offers. Watch now, get ahead of the game, and don't get eaten by the sharks.